bill. What is that exactly?
Well, it's proposing to change both the Schools Act and the Educators Act, which on a number of different issues. And I think that it's, as Jaco says, they've got some good motivations that they say are the reasons for this, but the results of it are probably going to be very harmful unless we speak up and have it changed.
Well, it's proposing to amend the South African Schools Act 84 of 1996. Share with us, how will it affect the Schools Act from 1996? What exact changes do they propose?
The proposed changes to the Schools Act would mean that the school would no longer have a say in the choice of all of its teachers, but only on the most senior teachers. They would also need permission from the member of the Executive Council before they could rent out a school hall or a school field, which would potentially impact on churches and community organizations and independent schools that hire from the schools. It affects their ability to raise funds. It introduces an enormous amount of administration, which would raise our taxes. It would require that the homeschooling parents have to have an assessment every year, which would add to their costs, and need to follow the prescribed state curriculum, which many of them don't want to do. So then also the teachers would be forced to disclose both their financial interest and gifts that they may receive, plus those of their spouses and their live-in partners, which is an enormous invasion of privacy for about 600,000 people, plus their pastors, their partners. And all of this would need admin staff. It would need to be kept secure, otherwise that data could be stolen and sold on the web. So really, there's a number of very serious negative impacts with this bill that we need to speak up for.
Jaco, sover dit onderrig by die huis aangaan, wat is jou raad aan ouers? Hoe raak dit onderrig by huise sover dit die aanbieding daarvan gaan, en wat gaan die wetgewing verander?
Kyk, die tuisonderrig ouers is soos by die openbare skole, dis dieselfde geleentheid waar ouers nou kommentaar moet lewer. Nou ons funksioneer hoofsaaklik in die openbare skole sektor. Maar dit is, so Philip sê, dit raak ook die ouens wat die opsie gekies het om tuisonderrig te gee. Nou in terme van die skolewet het jy daar die reg om dit te kan doen, en dit kan nie net eenvoudig beperk word nie. Philip het ook die opmerking gemaak dat baie van hierdie ouers juist gekies het om 'n ander kurrikulum te volg en nie deur die staat voorgeskryf behoort te word oor welke kurrikulum hulle moet volg nie. Wat die staat wel sou kon doen is om te sê ons het die volgende verwagtinge van uitkomste op hierdie ouderdom die kind dan 1, 2, 3 of 4 kan doen, of om dan by universiteit toelating te kry. Maar het is belangrik dat alle ouers wat by tuisonderrig betrokke is, hulle besware moet opmer. Dit is maklik vir organisasies soos FEDSAS wat duisende skole verteenwoordig om namens skole te praat, maar die tuisonderrig ouers se stemme moet gehoor word. So ek wil daardie ouers op 'n individuele vlak aanmoedig om te skryf en deel te neem aan die gesprek, finansies, praktiese implikasie, dit moet deurgegee word.
Nou, die sluitingsdatum is dan juis vandag, Vrydag die 10de in November. Ons bied hierdie program nou aan. So, hoe laat is die sluitingsdatum, en is dit nie dan hopeloos te laat vir ouers of onderwysers om deel te neem aan die gesprekvoering nie?
Nee, glad nie. Vandag hou nog aan tot 12:00 vanaand. So ouers moet sorg dat voor 12:00 vanaand hierdie kommentaar instuur. Nou gelukkig is dit nie soos in die ou dae dat dit net per pos of per hand afgelewer kan word nie. As jy voor 12:00 vanaand nog 'n e-pos kan stuur na die adres wat gegee is waartoe kommentaar moet gaan, dan moet dit in ag geneem word. Dan het jy die sperdatum gehaal. Alles het net wat ouers sê, ons is ontevrede, behou die status quo. Ons ondersteun nie die voorgestelde wysigings wat ouers se regte, magte en beheerliggame se magte wegvat nie. Dan is dit 'n stem wat gehoor moet word. Dink jy ander baie belangrike ding, en dis die les wat ons moes geleer het uit e-tol uit in Gauteng. Dis baie moeilik as daai hekke is opgesit is om hulle af te kry, en is baie duur. So terwyl ons nou die geleentheid het om kommentaar te kan lewer voordat hierdie wet in werking tree, moet ons dit nou doen, want dit is bitter moeilik as dit aanvaar is, om dan die clausules te begin beveg met hofaansoeke.
Philip, what exactly is it that you want Christian parents and teachers to respond to? What Jaco is saying, the closing is at 12 o'clock tonight. Who do they write to, where do they write to, and what exactly do you want them to say?
If they're looking for for more information on the subject, they can go to the Facebook page of Christian View Network. If you just type in Christian View Network on the Facebook search, you'll find that, and it will have a whole lot more information on that. You can also look on the Twitter hashtag #BELABILL and or #SchoolCapture, and a whole lot of information will come up. You can also go to FEDSAS.org.za, and you'll find information there, and then you'll see an email address you can use to write in. But essentially, this is the issues. The main issues are that it's taking power away from school governing bodies, and it's taking power away from homeschooling parents. And we want to keep that power in the hands of the parents.
Right. It is an amendment bill at this stage. What would be the solution? What would be the way forward?
We would want to make a number of detailed corrections to different clauses in this bill, and I've put a detailed article online on BizNews which references all of those clauses. I think FEDSAS has also on their website got a detailed submission with reference to the different clauses in the bill. But I think that if the parents have just wanting to put a short submission in, we want to keep the right of the teachers to choose their teachers, to choose their language policy, to choose their procurement in the schools, and we want the right of homeschooling parents to choose their curriculum and not have to get permission from the state in order to be allowed to homeschool, and to not have this micromanagement from the government.
Jaco, kan ouers of onderwysers ook hierdie submissies anoniem doen?
Daar is lyste wat op hierdie stadium nie rond te doen, maar ek dink dis nie 'n petisievorm waar jy geviktimiseer kan word nie. Dit is openbare insaag, openbare inset. En ek dink daar's 'n groot verskil tussen hierdie twee. Ons protesteer nie, so ons hoef nie skaam te wees om te sê ek het 'n bepaalde standpunt hieroor waar die staat in ag moet neem as die besluit geneem moet word nie. So ek glo nie daar gaan viktimisasie in hierdie proses wees nie. Jy behoort nie skaam te wees om die naam by te voeg om te sê ek wil 'n bydrae lewer om van Suid-Afrika 'n beter plek te maak nie. Dis ons burgerlike plig om dan ook kommentaar te lewer op wette en ons stem by te voeg om te sê wanneer ek nie tevrede is nie. So nee, ek dink nie anoniem gaan dalk nie ons saak versterk nie. Sit jou naam by, sit jou organisasie by om te sê ek wil graag deelneem aan die openbare debat, want ons moet ons land 'n beter plek maak, en dis ons het gaan doen deur deel te neem.
Well, Philip, today is the final day. How important is it for South Africans, parents and teachers to make their voices heard?
Well, in my view, this is the biggest change in education since the 1996 Schools Act, and would put us back into a situation that it was in the apartheid era, where parents' powers are taken away and given to the state. And so this is enormously important, both for the economic protection of schools, for religious freedom, for families, for parents' rights. And so we really need to wake up and respond to this thing.
Jaco, 'n laaste woord van jou kant af, en indien moontlik het jy 'n e-posadres waarheen ouers, onderwysers, Suid-Afrikaners, Christene op kan reageer?
Sekerlik. Die groot verskil tussen 'n staatskool is waar die staat die sê het oor alles en waar ouers geen inspraak en insaag het nie. Ons is nie daar nie. Ons is by openbare skole waar gemeenskappe eienaarskap moet vat. Daarom moet skoolgemeenskappe dit nou doen. Ons moet ons stemme laat hoor. Nou voor 12:00 vanaand, wanneer die e-pos gestuur word aan advokaat Radman. Sy e-posadres is radman, radman.d@dbe.gov.za. Gaan weer herhaal. E-pos na advokaat Radman is radman.d@dbe.gov.za. Voor 12:00 vanaand. Al is dit net om te sê ek stem nie saam met die wysigings nie. Dit is ongemaklik laat ouers se regte en voorregte weggevat word om insaag in die onderrig van hulle kinders, en dit moet gebeur voor 12:00 vanaand.
And Philip, your final thoughts, please.
Yes, I really would encourage people to write into Advocate Radman and to also speak up by sharing this issue on social media, share links to articles, and speak to your friends about it. But look, we're going to try our best to make our voice heard by the 10th, but this campaign is not going to be over on the 10th. We're going to continue to speak up after the 10th. and so this matter will need to go to Parliament, and so we can speak up to our parliamentarians, to the newspapers in future next year. And we must keep going with this issue.
Wel, ons bly in 'n demokrasie en daarom is dit belangrik dat ek en jy ons stemme ook laat hoor, want dit raak my en jou en ons kinders se toekoms. Advokaat Radman, dit is RIDMAN, radman.dbe.gov.za. Dit is die e-posadres. Jy het tot 12 uur vanaand om te reageer op die BELA bil en daarmee ook ons opregte dank dan aan Philip Rosenthal van Christian View Netwerk en ook die adjunkuitvoerende hoof van FEDSAS, Dr. Deacon, wat dan hulle insaam met ons gedeel het. Meneere, baie dankie, gentlemen. Thank you so much.
Baie dankie.
Thanks.
Jou daaglikse reisgenoot, 657 Radio Kansel en 729 Kaapse Kansel.